We're really lucky to have so many great European cities right on our doorstep, just waiting to be rediscovered.
I don't know anywhere else you can get this many different sounds, colours and, of course, smells. Look at that.
And a weekend escape is a brilliant and easy way to explore them.
I am loving this. Feast your eyes on Venice.
So I'm going to have loads of amazing food.
Go on, baby. Sizzle. Sizzle! I may have found the best food in Amsterdam.
See some amazing sights.
Colosseum!
This is the famous Checkpoint Charlie.
Wow, this is stunning.
And check out the culture of each city.
You are the bravest people in Europe, and maybe the craziest.
Guys, I'm inside the fountain. I'm part of the Trevi Fountain.
So I'll be packing lots
Come and have a look at this.
into my 3-day trips.
Oh, wow. We're up on the roof. There is beer, there is wine, there is sunshine music, and there are lots and lots of smiles.
Showing you how to get the most out of a weekend getaway.
I feel like Audrey Hepburn.
Of all the great cities in Europe, possibly the most significant lies only 3.5 hours away. Inhabited for over 5 millennia, some people claim that our modern way of living was born in Athens. It's a bold claim, but one I'm going to put to the test on a 3-day weekend escape.
Right, here I am, Athens. Really, really excited to be here. I have actually been here once before, but it was only on a day trip. This time, I'm really looking forward to exploring the city. I've got a whole weekend. I want to learn about the culture, most certainly the history, and you can bet I'm going to get stuck into some really good food.
The history of Athens is the longest of any capital city in Europe. And today's modern metropolis has grown up around that ancient centre. So I've got my taxi to drop me off right in the heart of that old city, at Monastiraki Square.
And the reason I'm here is you can clearly see all aspects of the brilliant history of Athens. Look, that is a 10th century Byzantine church. That beautiful building there with the columns, that is an 18th century Ottoman mosque. Beyond that are the 2,000-year-old ruins of the Emperor Hadrian, the Roman Emperor's library. And of course, right up on the top there, looking down on everything and everybody, is the world-famous Acropolis.
The legendary ancient sites will be key to understanding how Athens shaped the way modern Europeans live, eat and have fun. But I also want to check out what's happening now in the bustling modern city too. Before I can do any of that, I need to check into my hotel.
Oh, that'll do. That'll really do.
And I've booked a room with a pretty special view.
It's rather lovely, isn't it? I'm going to be very happy out here in the mornings with a cup of coffee. See that beautiful temple there? That is a temple dedicated to the king of the gods, Zeus. And it was started around 520 BC, and it was actually completed by the Emperor Hadrian. Yeah, that's right, the guy who built the wall, Hadrian's Wall. You see those big Corinthian columns? There were 100 of them, and it was, in fact, the biggest temple in Greece. And that's what I like about Athens. There are 2,000-year-old sites around every corner, or over every balcony.
Even though modern Athens is home to over 3 million people, many of the sites are in its historical heart, making it a great walking city. And like many of the 6 million people who visit every year, I'm being drawn towards the iconic Acropolis, although my stomach has got other ideas.
Well, you know, it's a bit of a walk up to the Acropolis, and I've been on a long flight. I could do with a little pick-me-up, something sweet.
Loukoumades are little deep-fried balls of dough filled with either cream or chocolate and drizzled with honey. And there are stalls selling them all over the city.
Wow. Wow.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Now, these may look like simple donuts, but actually they've got nearly 3,000 years of history behind them. At the first Olympic Games in 776 BC, deep-fried dough balls covered in honey were given to the winners. And these little things here, well, they are the descendants of those prizes. How about that? Wow. It's like a prawn ball that you get from a Chinese takeaway. It's that crispy and doughy inside. But obviously that one's sweet of honey and it's got that lovely, lovely flavour of cinnamon. I like this. That one, look, you squeeze it, all the chocolate comes out. Oh. Oh, mate, look at that. As lovely as they are, there's no way I can eat a whole box full. But I'll take one for the road.
After a much-needed sugar hit, I'm ready for the 10-minute climb up the ancient slopes of the Acropolis.
Now, I really enjoy history and I love learning about things while I'm away. But normally, I don't have to walk up 150 metres of a rocky outcrop to get there. But it's got to be worth a workout, right, to get to see the Acropolis.
One of the great sights of the classical world. This rocky outcrop packs 4,000 years of history into an area the size of 5 football pitches. It started off life as an early fortress Athenians used to defend themselves from outsiders. But today, it welcomes over 2.5 million visitors a year, and I can see why.
Oh, come on. Hello, ancient Greece. You are beautiful, and I am absolutely awestruck.
The ancient Greeks turned it into a city of temples, and it became the most important place of worship to their complex system of gods. And the best way to understand those deities is to track down a local guide.
Eleni.
Greg.
So I've organised to meet Eleni for a tour that starts at the most famous temple of all.
Wow. Stunning. Nearly everybody would recognise this.
Of course.
But what is it?
The Parthenon, the name means the temple for the Virgin. Parthenos means virgin.
Is that right?
Exactly. So Parthenon is a temple for Virgin Goddess Athena.
Tell me the story of Athena. Where does she come from?
Athena is child of Zeus and a mortal lady. Her name was Metis. Metis, once she got pregnant, she brought like bad luck for Zeus. So Zeus just swallowed the pregnant woman, but the baby inside Athena was immortal. So she was still alive. Zeus got a terrible headache, and he calls his son Hephaestus to hit his head with his axe. And that time, the head of Zeus opens in two, and Athena is born fully armored as an adult.
Great story.
Ancient Greeks used myths to explain the universe in human terms. From violent storms at sea being caused by gods getting angry, to gods stealing fire and giving it to man. There is a story for everything.
This temple here seems to be separate from the rest. What is this?
Exactly. So this is the temple of goddess Athena Nike. She is a goddess that has wings, and her job was to fly from winner to winner. But inside this temple, there was a statue that had no wings.
Why didn't she have any wings?
Because Athenians didn't want her to fly far from Athens.
Brilliant!
They wanted victory here.
I love this. They invent the Nike to give out victory, and then they put a statue up here without wings so that victory always stays here. Now, that's practical.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Let me ask you a serious question. Do you think the Athenians actually believed this?
They did believe every single word about the Greek mythology. You need to understand ancient Greek religion presents the gods like humans. They have human qualities, they can be unfair, they can get mad, they can sleep with people, and they're punishing people. So Greeks were afraid of the gods.
Wow. Come on, show me more. Show me more. That's incredible to believe, isn't it?
It is.
So many of the gods they believed in live on in the popular imagination today. And two of them, Athena and Poseidon the sea god, were instrumental in the naming of Athens, when they competed for the right by seeing who could give the citizens the best present.
Poseidon comes first, he bangs his trident, and his present was water. But when they got closer, they realized it was seawater. Because he was not the god of wisdom, we have plenty of it, they were not interested. And then Athena, that she's smart, she bangs her spear and she offers the first olive tree. There is one olive tree on the other side, still on the Acropolis hill.
And that is supposed to be the first ever olive tree?
Exactly, and we say that it is the same one.
Brilliant! But Athena did not win because she was clever. Poseidon lost because he was stupid.
It's true. That is true.
Coming up, I start the day with some ancient food.
This may well be the ultimate grab-and-go breakfast.
And I'm put through my paces in the world of olive oils.
I thought I'd tasted everything. Obviously, I haven't.
I'm on a long weekend in Europe's oldest capital city, Athens. Its 5 millennia long story is awe-inspiring, but I'm interested to see just how much that history has shaped our modern way of life.
Thank you, my friend. Nice memory, thank you.
Greece is blessed with a Mediterranean climate, giving it a food and drink culture that I absolutely love. And I want to get my hands on ancient Greece's greatest culinary gift to the world.
When I'm away, I'd normally come home with a bottle of something. Local wine or, I don't know, cheeky little spirit. And the way to get one you really like, of course, is to go to a tasting. Well, here, you can sign up for a tasting that is a little bit unusual, but they take it very, very seriously.
Ancient Athenians believed it was a gift from goddess Athena. But in the real world, olive oil has been at the heart of Mediterranean cooking for 6,000 years. And Yagos offers people the chance to taste it in all its natural glory.
Youngles.
Hello, sir.
Now, listen. I just want to check something, because people say you are an olive oil sommelier. Now, a sommelier is a man that's a master of wines, but you are a master of olive oils?
Is what they say, yes.
Okay. Now, how important is olive oil to the Greek people, do you think?
Is the most important thing. We are born with the olive oil. When we are baptized, they put olive oil. We are blessed from the green gold.
The average Greek gets through about 21 litres of olive oil every year. But what Yagos celebrates is how diverse a product it is, and he wants to get me going with 2 very different oils.
Let's start with an olive oil, which is very mild. It comes from Lesbos.
You try it in a glass?
Yes, of course, always.
Oh my God, it is like being a sommelier.
We have to warm it so we have all the flavors. So we dig in our nose as we do with the wine. Huh? Please, don't think, smell.
It's almost going sweet. It's almost citrusy.
Correct. Here is very mild because the variety is very mild. We can use it to make mayonnaise. It's something very quiet as a variety. Let's do it.
First of all, a little bit of almost smokiness, and then a creeping bitterness that's now hitting me right the way back here.
Yes, and you have also a pepperness.
But the bitterness and the pepperiness is now going away.
Next, Yagos is turning it up a notch with a punchier oil from Athens, which he reckons is great with fish.
There is a lot of bitteriness. That's almost fiery. Wow, that's almost like eating a chili. That's how strong it is. Those olive oils taste very, very different. Why?
Because it's a different tree.
So what makes the difference between the flavour is the variety?
Is the variety, is where it grow up.
It's as confusing as wine.
That's why don't think a lot, try what you like, buy it and enjoy it. Now we have to taste with food, I think.
Well, it's dinner time and I'm not one to say no. In fact, Yagos has a whole pairing menu of oils matched up with morsels of food.
This is a small piece of pepper and some lemon zest. This is a coffee.
Coffee bean.
This is seeds of cacao.
Now that is incredible, and that is really, really different. All of those olive oils taste completely different on their own than they do with food. Completely and utterly different.
There's even dessert on the menu.
Whoa.
Try this mousse.
Can you look at that? Look, look. You want me to mix it round?
Yeah, try it.
Look how shiny that is. Look how smooth that is. Oh, that is divine. There's a natural pepperiness in the chocolate, and that's enhanced by the pepperiness of the olive oil. That is incredible. You know, I thought I'd tasted everything. Obviously, I haven't. Cheers.
Cheers.
That was a great lesson.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy.
I love that.
There can't be many more important ingredients in European cooking than this. And seeing Athenian passion for it undiminished after millennia just reminds me that even ancient history helped shape unexpected parts of our modern lives.
I love my weekends away because I enjoy exploring. I really like historical sites. Of course, I love finding out about local foods, but I don't have really late dinners. I like to have an early dinner, get back to my hotel balcony and have a glass of wine. And who can blame me with views like this?
With only 3 days in this cradle of civilization, I'm up with the sun to make the most of my second day.
I always get up early, which means I'm always looking forward to breakfast. It sets me up for the day, and of course, it gives me a chance to sample local food.
And here in Athens, even breakfasts have ancient history.
This may well be the ultimate and most certainly the oldest grab-and-go breakfast. This is kalouri. Could I have original kalouri, please? I've never had one before. Basically, it's bread with sesame seeds on, and legend has it that it was actually fed to the slaves here 2,000 years ago that were building the city. Let's have a go. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, they're good. Really good. The texture is a thin crispy on the outside, but it's really light and fluffy in the middle. It's got a slight, almost like cake sweetness. But these sesame seeds on the outside, they give it a real toastiness and almost like a peanut butter flavour. I like these, although I think I'd like them better with a cup of coffee and a bit of apricot jam.
I'm beginning to get the sense that to understand the importance of ancient Athens, you don't just look at the columns and statues that you find around every corner. It's in so many parts of our lives that we now take for granted.
I would like to get a better understanding of what the ancient Greeks actually gave to the world, but to be honest, I find it a little bit overwhelming because there is so much. There is the study of history, mathematics, Western medicine, and of course philosophy. And they're things that you do think about. There's other things that you don't think about, like zoos and alarm clocks. So I think I'm going to focus on just one of their gifts. And it may well be the most important one of all.
There are loads of guided tours on offer for people looking to learn more. And I've organised a special one with historian George Kokos, who focuses specifically on one of ancient Greece's most important gifts, democracy.
Oh, I like him. Who is he?
This is Theseus, son of the legendary king of Athens, King Aegeus. And in a way, he sowed the seeds of democracy.
What's Theseus got to do with democracy?
According to legend, he decided to do something that changed the history of Athens. He said, my father was the last king of Athens. From now on, I declare that everybody living in Athens, they're going to be citizens of this city. I'm just going to be one among equals.
There are mythical origins for everything here. But the Greek system of democracy really was the first to place power in the hands of the people or elected officials, something that almost 100 countries now take for granted. And in Athens, you can stand exactly where that democracy started.
Where are we? What is this?
This is, it's called Pnyx. This is where the assembly of citizens used to gather. All decisions were made here.
Up to 14,000 men would gather up here once a month and vote on matters as small as the price of fish or as big as whether or not to go to war.
Why does democracy happen here?
The Athenians had really bad experiences when it came to certain citizens taking power and becoming dictators. To prevent this from happening again, they tried to disperse political power to as many citizens as possible. And they had this strange idea that power can be by the people, for the people. Democracy started as a political experiment. It worked.
So Athens comes up with this brilliant idea of democracy, right? Nearly 2,500 years ago.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? Then nobody else uses democracy at all. For how long? When does it come back?
Democratic institutions continue to function in one way or another all throughout the Roman Empire, actually. When Rome collapsed, democracy is completely forgotten in time for centuries. Then it reappears. British thinkers, French revolutionaries, the American founding fathers decide to use democratic elements to create modern-day republics.
That's just incredible. What happened here, on this spot here?
Freedom of speech was the constitutional right of all citizens. Citizens could get up to this podium here. Subjects were discussed. By the end of the day, they would vote and decide about all matters of the Athenian state.
This is where people got up to speak.
One problem the Athenians had was the amount of time each speaker had to address the public. They solved this problem just by creating a simple water clock. It was just a clay pot. There was a hole at the bottom of this pot. They filled with water, and this is how much time speakers had to address the public.
Do you know how long they had with their pot?
For centuries, that was a mystery. But lately, we did find one of those pots. Archaeologists put it back together, filled it up with water again, timed it, 6 minutes.
Is that all?
Yes. In this way, something new happened in Athens. The art of speaking started to appear, rhetoric.
It's just amazing to think that the likes of Socrates and Plato could have been up here voicing their opinions.
I want to have a go at being a great orator, and you can be the citizens. You ready?
Oh, right.
People of Athens, I have a great idea. I think the men with no hair should get an extra portion of dessert every Saturday and Sunday.
Nah.
No?
Screw that. No.
No. Oh, well, I had a go.
Coming up, I help out a group of actors,
I am Odysseus.
keeping another of Greece's gifts alive,
Nobody has blinded me.
and try my hand at making a Greek classic.
If you don't keep it upright, it all falls out.
Fancy heading with a mate for your own weekend away? Well, here's your chance to pick from one of these awesome European spots that we visited this series. You could head to Istanbul to explore the Grand Bazaar, or perhaps Venice's famous waterways are more your style. Find your family tartan in Edinburgh, or has Munich, Athens or Budapest tickled your fancy instead? Whatever your choice, we'll get you there and put you up in a hotel for 2 nights in the thick of it all. You'll enjoy a local activity on us, and we'll include £1,000 spending money too. So to enter, text FUN to 65555 or post your name and phone number to FUN, PO Box 7557 Derby, DE1 0NP. Text costs £2 plus 1 message at standard network rate. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen, and 3 working days later for postal entries. Rules and privacy policy at channel5.com/win. Good luck. It's day 2 of my Athenian Odyssey, in a city where history seems to pour out of every street corner and restaurant.
In Athens, undoubtedly, the stars of the show are the ancient Greek sites. But this city has so many other historical layers to uncover. So I'm going to get out of the heat of the day and see something a little bit different.
A little wander from Monastiraki Square and slap bang in the middle of the modern shopping district is Kapnikaria, which has been here for almost 1,000 years.
Oh, look at this. Incredible, incredible. Now this is one of the best examples of Byzantine architecture in Athens today.
Byzantine iconography fills this place of worship, and you are looked down on by large-eyed saints with penetrating gazes, framed by vivid gold backgrounds, a style developed in one of the earliest Christian states.
Now, Greece, by the time this was built, had already been Christian under the Romans for about 300 years because the Emperor Constantine made Christianity the state religion of Rome. And then when this part of the Roman Empire, the eastern part, became Byzantium, they built churches like this all over Greece, often on the sites of previous temples. In fact, this beautiful church is on the site of a temple once dedicated to Athena. I hope she doesn't mind. Wow. Wow. This shows another important side to the history of Athens. Not just the ancient Greeks, but early Christianity.
All this sightseeing is making me hungry, and you're not short of places around here for a quick lunch.
Can I have, please, a cone of sand smelt? Hey, thank you. Thank you. I suppose for a lot of people, Greece is associated with the Greek islands, right? And fresh fish and the beaches, but you don't have to go all the way to the sea to get some fish. Look at that, fried fish in a cone, bit of lemon. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, that is a light batter, and that, I think, is pretty much whitebait, if you've ever had whitebait. You know, they do chips as well. This isn't unlike our own takeaway fish and chips, is it? Just a cone instead of newspaper.
With a full stomach, I'm ready for a bit of entertainment.
Wow. How beautiful is this? Unbelievable.
And that's another thing the ancient Greeks left us, the theatre. And their famous tragedies were one of the first forms of public entertainment. Today, Athens is home to more theatrical stages than the West End and Broadway combined. And I've organised a sneak peek of a rehearsal with a group of actors keeping the ancient tradition of theatre alive.
I am Odysseus of Ithaca.
This group are rehearsing part of the Odyssey, which follows Odysseus' 10-year journey home after the Trojan War.
This is my greatest adventure, a tale I lived to tell on the hostile island of the Cyclops.
Give me a quick crash course on Greek theatre and Greek tragedy. What should I know?
Well, it started 2,500 years ago. It was part of a festival for Dionysus. He's the god of theatre, anyway. It started off as a chant, so people would dress up and dance around and chant. And then all of a sudden, this one guy comes out of the circle and starts talking to the chorus. And that's how theatre started. Allegedly, it was Thespis. That's why we're called thespians.
Ah.
Right. And then it sort of evolved into the tragedy that we know.
Why do the actors wear masks?
The masks in ancient Greece were covering the whole face. The voice was projected more through the mask, and they worked as a speaker.
And there's another reason as well. They were afraid to impersonate deities or mythical figures. So the masks was a way to transcend that.
What was it like going to the theatre? What was the experience like? Anything like the modern experience?
No, not really. I think because you'd have to wake up early, get yourself ready to go to the theatre because they used to play during the day.
Of course, they were on in the day because there's no way of lighting it at night.
Yep.
It had to be in the day,
Yeah,
right?
it had to, yeah.
The villain of Odysseus' story is a one-eyed human-eating monster, the Cyclops. And as it's only a rehearsal, the guys have given me the honour of trying to be a bit of a thespian.
What is your name?
Nobody.
Nobody? Give me more wine.
The Cyclops was actually a shepherd. And at the end of this scene, Odysseus and his men escape by riding away holding on to giant sheep. good old Greek mythology.
Nobody has blinded me. That was a great deal of fun. Thank you for letting me take part. I hope I didn't ruin it. How many Cyclops have you performed with over the years?
2.
How did I do?
You're in the top 3 for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Even if I didn't get the role, at least I can claim to have taken part in one of ancient Athens' most beloved gifts to the world. But a hard-working thespian needs filling up after performing, so I'm starting to think about dinner.
There's been something I've been dying to try since I've got here, and I think probably no trip to Greece is complete without souvlaki.
Traditional Greek souvlaki is small cubes of pork grilled over coals, then wrapped in pitta. But you can also get pretty much any meat you want in there.
Hey! Whoa! I am hungry. Hello, sir. Can I have the pork souvlaki on the skewers?
Okay.
Do you have house red?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Enjoy your dinner.
I'm sure I will. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How much is this?
This is 2.50.
That's two.
€2.50. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
€2.50. I'm not complaining. Not at all.
This has got to be one of the city's best options for a cheap eat, as a souvlaki will only set you back €4.
Hey. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your dinner, sir.
Thank you, sir. Look at that. That is yumpster. That is seriously good, and you've got to get on that. You see that? That is really like fluffy bread, lovely juicy meat. You've got the crunch and crispiness of vegetables in there, and a seriously garlicky sauce. That is good. Souvlaki is actually a really old Greek word meaning spit, like meat on a spit. And it is so old, it's mentioned in the works of Aristotle. How about that? I wonder if he wiped his greasy fingers on his toga. I do hope so.
It feels very much like on-the-go food, and this place seems to be doing a roaring passing trade. I'm always interested in seeing chefs hard at work, so I'm going to have a little nosy.
My friend,
Yes.
how many if you, on a busy day, how many can you do?
One busy day, it's full busy day, 500. 500.
No way.
Yes. You be fast, very fast.
Go fast. Show me fast.
Gabby is so fast, he can make 8 wraps in a minute. That's one every 7.5 seconds.
Show fast.
Bread
show fast,
first.
show-
Bread.
Show fast.
Yeah.
Show fast. Show fast.
Meat, tomato, onion. Whoa. No. Okay, stop. Listen.
Yes. Yes.
Would you let me try it?
Yes.
Please. You come
Yes,
here.
yes,
Here.
yes.
So, the paper,
Yes. You want the bread?
The bread?
Yes.
take the stick.
Yes.
Do I take the
Yes.
stick out? Oh. Okay.
Stick there.
And then
The sticky onion and the
do you
everything. Yes.
like this?
Yes.
Okay. And then onion
Onion.
and lettuce
Yes.
and tomato. And, but if you
Of course. Yes.
what you do is because you're concentrating on wrapping it up. If you don't keep it upright, it all falls out. Listen, I'm sorry. There is no way you can sell this. I'll eat another one.
That's just good. Just good. Thank you.
Coming up, I dive into some local delights.
Now, cinnamon to me is as close as you can get to a cuddle in food.
And try and win myself a gold medal before I leave the city. Here's your chance to win a fun weekend away for 2. Choose from 6 European spots we visited this series to spend 2 epic nights. You'll enjoy a local activity on us and have £1,000 to spend. So to enter, text FUN to 65555 or post your name and phone number to FUN, PO Box 7557 Derby DE1 0NP. Rules and privacy policy at channel5.com/win. Good luck. It's been great getting to know the city of Athens and why it's so special. And because it's the last morning of my weekend away, I've slipped into my sports gear to join early rising locals who are getting their hearts pumping. Whether they know it or not, these Athens gym lovers have also had their lives shaped by their ancestors.
Well, I suppose exercising isn't everybody's cup of tea when it comes to a weekend away, but this is Greece, the home of the Olympics, and I've heard there's a workout you can do here that will leave you feeling like a gold medalist.
Today, the modern Olympics are the pinnacle of global sport, attracting competitors from about 200 countries. But I'm excited to learn how it all started with the ancient version of the Games. So I'm meeting up with ex-national swimmer Tonya, who is going to put me through my historical paces.
Hey!
Hey!
You must be Tonya?
Yes, I am your trainer.
Why are we meeting here?
Because this gymnasium, it's really connected with the Olympic history. This gymnasium was a place for training, for the athletes, for the revival of the modern Olympic Games in 1896.
This is where they trained for the first modern Olympics?
Yes, exactly. It's the same place.
What do we start with?
We're gonna do warm-up. It's very important. Let's start running, warm up the legs, yep.
What can you tell me about the story of the Olympics?
It's one of the greatest athletic and cultural event of the human society. It was an idea established 2,700 years ago.
Why did they start having games, do you think?
It was a religious festival. They want to celebrate human and gods with festivals and competitions.
For something that started 3,000 years ago,
yes.
How do you explain why it is so popular in the world today?
Because it enhances a very strong and great virtue and honor to compete in the games and represent your country.
The first written records of the ancient Olympic Games are from 776 BC, when apparently a cook called Charybdis was crowned Olympic champion. Now, I know I'm not a cook, but it does give me some hope.
The Olympics must have been very, very different in Greece from 2,700 years ago than now.
There was only one race for the first Olympians. It was only the running. And then, additionally, more disciplines were added.
One of those disciplines was the javelin, which evolved from spears used for hunting and by soldiers in ancient warfare.
OK, so
do it naturally.
run.
Run,
Side steps.
run. Prepare. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
I think that would go anywhere.
It's amazing to think of the athletes on this spot over 120 years ago.
So this was a practice gymnasium for the Olympics. There's not a lot of space to run around, though, is there?
Exactly. So put down the javelin. I have a surprise for you.
Really?
Ready? Come, follow me.
Is it food?
No, for sure not.
Tonya reckons we should finish our workout with the original Olympic sport, running. And she's got somewhere extra special to do it.
Wow. Are we going in there?
Yes. We're gonna go
Wow.
in there.
This is Panathenaic Stadium.
Absolutely stunning.
There was an arena on this site all the way back in the 4th century BC. But the stadium here today was renovated for the first modern Olympic Games in 1896 and is said to resemble what it would have looked like 2,000 years ago.
I've never actually seen anything like this.
I believe it's one of the most amazing stadiums in the world. They call it Panathenaic Stadiums, means Pan for all the Athenian. This is the spirit behind the games, to bring people together and cultures together.
For the €5 entrance fee, you don't just get to wander, you are free to run where gold medalists have gone before. Fortunately, this morning, I don't need to beat them, but I have been challenged by Tonya.
Hang on.
Okay.
If we run on this, I'm running in exactly the same place as the people from the first modern Olympics, what,
Exactly.
1896?
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna feel that spirit. Are you ready? You want to run?
Where are we going to race to?
Okay, we're going to race a straight line, okay? Have one leg in front and the other behind, okay? And they have...
Go!
Oh! Come on! Where is the fair play?
Where were you? Where were you? Right, come on. All those hours in the gym, eating healthy, drinking less, has all been leading to this moment.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go! Bravo!
Look, I didn't win, but I came a close second.
Go on, you get up on the first.
No. You are the Olympian. You deserve this
No.
honor.
No.
No.
I get up on here, you get up on there. Go on.
No. Together.
All right, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Salute the crowd. Can you take a photograph of me?
I need a winning pose. Winning, yes.
Brilliant.
You did great. Woo!
Oh, thank you very much.
Any early morning workout deserves a bit of breakfast. And as it's my last day, I'm going to make it a quick stop. And I know that they're pretty fond of pastries here, so I'm off to the pie shop.
Good morning. Can I have 2 philos? One savoury, like with spinach or cheese?
Spinach and cheese pie, yeah?
And one sweet?
The traditional burrata with cream.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Oh, yes, it's breakfast.
The first phyllo dough recipe is credited to the Greeks in the 3rd century BC. So this restaurant is just another place where ancient Athens is alive and well. And their crowning glory are these little beauties, called bougatsa.
Here's the traditional spinach and cheese pie and the bougatsa cream. Enjoy.
Thank
Cheers.
you. I think there's only one way to eat this, don't you? And that is with your fingers. Look at that. Yeah, that is properly good. The phyllo pastry itself is crispy, but it's not greasy, not in any way. Phyllo is an old Greek word meaning leaf. Look, lots of different leaves, little thin leaves. But it is the tang of that salty cheese, which is just delicious. Oh, that custard is really nice. Vanilla custard's also got a lemon finish. But what makes this absolutely beautiful is the amount of cinnamon on it. Now, cinnamon to me is as close as you can get to a cuddle in food. Absolutely glorious. Out of the 2, I think I prefer the sweet one.
I've loved my time in Athens, but there's one more place I have to visit before I head home. And it's only a short funicular ride away.
Legend has it that the goddess Athena was carrying huge lumps of limestone around to make the Acropolis. And she accidentally dropped one. And the one that she dropped is this hill. But this hill is 300 metres high, which actually makes it taller than the Acropolis. Look at that. Whoa. I've seen anything like it.
Mount Lycabettus is the highest point in Athens and is a great place to get a 360-degree view of the city. You can see everything from here.
That's the stadium that I ran around and almost won the race. Heroic performance, I thought.
I came to Greece to enjoy a fantastic weekend away, but I've discovered so much more than I expected. The Greeks of 2,500 years ago really have shaped the way we live today. So much of our entertainment, the way we eat, and the stories we tell were born in this magical part of the world.
It's impossible to be in Athens without experiencing its roots that stretch back thousands of years. It's in the architecture, it's in the culture, and you can taste it in the food. I've really enjoyed it here, and I'm definitely coming back.
From Greece to Turkey, Gregg's back for another big weekend away next Friday at 8. Famous for fine dining and loved by celebs, we check into Claridge's, one of the world's most expensive hotels, brand new tomorrow at 8. And if this was your commute to work, you'd never want to get off. We're in New Zealand.